And I truly believed, like, for the first time that I actually can be the best in the world. Definitely think that for me personally, there was a shift a little bit in the new year in 2021. 2020 was not the best. I know a lot of people struggled. I myself struggled indeed. I definitely think that for me personally, there was a shift a little bit in the new year in 2021. 2020 was not the best. I know a lot of people struggled. I myself struggled indeed. And to kind of end the year off positively at the end of black ball, and then starting in January, Philadelphia started reopening again, and so the squash club, the racket club of Philly, which is where I train out of, that reopened first week in January. And so I consider myself very, very lucky in the sense that I was given access to a facility to train freely with a mask on. Everything's with a mask. You're wearing a mask on court, in the gym, wherever you go. But I was able to train again, which is a luxury because so many people are still in lockdown and they're unable to do anything. And as kind of the new year progressed, things started to open up a little bit more. So outdoor dining was happening. Indoor dining's now started to happen with limited capacity. Same thing, everyone's still wearing a mask. But it's figuring out this new normal. And the fact that I have this freedom to be able to pretty much live normally, just with the mask on, but it's something that I'm really, really grateful for. And once I was able to kind of get back into training, and once the racket club opened up, I was just really excited to just get back into the swing of things. And we have a good little crew at the racket club. It's a great setup. My sister's there, a couple other U.S. players are there. A lot of the guys and girls on the Drexel team became members because Drexel facilities are still closed. So there's like a really good crew of us, and the atmosphere is great. So I'm able to train freely, and I was just, when you have all of that energy, people that are coming to train and want to play and are excited to play, and you have the pro shop guys that I still play 2v1 against, and it's just, we have our little like community pod set up, and it's been really great. It's been such a source of happiness when just like, I know a lot of other people are still struggling, and so I was just kind of really happy in the moment. I wasn't even thinking about what's coming up next. I had a feeling that we would have a tournament in March, and this was before anything was confirmed, but I was just putting my head down and getting to work. I had a good system. I was enjoying training. I am still enjoying training, but I had started working with a sports science guy, Dr. Shrump, and he would give me programs, so I have new things to work on. So I just kind of felt this like new revival. And the fact that I kind of like came out of my slump in 2020, and now I'm like out of it, and I feel like a new person, and I just kind of like found myself, and I feel like I'm just living my like true authentic self, and I'm just fully loving it and embracing it. So I definitely have just a new perspective on everything, and the fact that now that we are slowly starting to get tournaments, I'm really happy about, because I just want to go out there and show people just what I'm capable of on the squash court, like who I am as a person, everything. So I'm looking forward to this year. I think it's going to be great. It's weird, because for years, so many people have been telling me, oh yeah, you can make it to the top, you can be like the best out there, you can beat all these players, and it's like one of those where you're like, oh yeah, for sure, but like you don't truly believe it. Whereas now I'm like, yeah, I can definitely make it to the top. I have it in me. I think what is key for me is if my body and mind are healthy and happy, then my life off court is in a good place, it carries over to my squash. And thankfully, I'm just in a really good place mentally, physically, all aspects, and that reflects in my squash. And I just feel like I can get on court, and I'm truly enjoying it, and I truly believe, like, for the first time, that I actually can be the best in the world. It has a massive impact. I like to keep it 100% real. That's just for me and like my brand as an athlete and as a person. I like to showcase that, like, you know, we aren't just what you see in a tournament or on court in our performance and results. Like, there's so much that goes behind the scenes, and I try and show a little glimmer of it because it's not all just like great. Thankfully, like, I'm in a really good place right now with just like myself and who I am, and I'm kind of stopped really caring about what other people think, which is really nice. And I stopped putting so much expectations on myself, but also like the expectations others have for me. And so once I kind of like let go of that, I just felt like I could truly go on court and just play for myself. And I knew that if I went on there and I gave it my 100% like best effort, I would be satisfied with it regardless of the result. And that I started to enjoy the process of it more than just focusing on like the results and like the end results of it. Because the process, even though it's highs and lows, and I have to say, like, 2020 was horrible. Like, it's just, it was a lot. Like, that mentally just like crushed me. But to come out of it and like get stronger from it, and now I can like look back and be very thankful for the lessons it taught me, that, and for the struggles that I went through and overcoming it, even though in the moment it like really sucked. But it makes me appreciate the journey and like the process of it a lot more. 'Cause when the results do come, then you know that like it's so worth it, because you've just been through so much, like so many highs and lows, and like you've pushed through and you've fought, and like you've had people believe in you, and you stuck with it. And at the end of the day, like I feel like I've been putting the work in, and if I just keep doing what I'm doing, things will fall into place and the results will come. Instead of just being so stressed out or putting a lot of pressure on me to make a certain result or win a tournament. And I'm just genuinely like taking it in the moment and being really I'm trying to be really present, and I'm really enjoying each and every day.